Welcome to our exploration of mixtures. Mixtures are everywhere around us, from the air we breathe to the beverages we drink. In this lesson, we'll discover what makes mixtures special and how they differ from other forms of matter. Understanding mixtures is essential because they play a crucial role in our daily lives and in the natural world. A mixture is a physical combination of two or more substances that retain their individual identities without chemical bonding. This is important to understand. When substances form a mixture, they simply come together physically. No chemical reaction occurs between them. Each component keeps its original properties, which means you could theoretically identify each substance in the mixture. The components don't lose their identity, they just exist together in the same space. Let's explore the first type of mixture, called homogeneous mixtures. These mixtures have a uniform composition throughout, meaning the components are evenly distributed at the molecular level. When you look at a homogeneous mixture, it appears completely uniform, and you cannot see the individual components with the naked eye. They exist in a single phase, which means they look the same throughout. Homogeneous mixtures are also called solutions. Common examples include saltwater, where salt is completely dissolved, air, which is a mixture of gases, vinegar, and sugar dissolved in water. Now let's look at heterogeneous mixtures, which are quite different. These mixtures have a non-uniform composition, and the components are visibly distinct. You can actually see the different parts with your eyes. They exist in multiple phases, meaning the different substances remain physically separate. The components are easy to identify because they don't blend together uniformly. Think of sand mixed with water, oil, and vinegar in salad dressing, a slice of pizza with its different toppings, or trail mix where you can see each individual nut and dried fruit. Heterogeneous mixtures can be further classified into two main types based on particle size. First, we have suspensions. These contain large particles greater than 1,000 nanometers in size. These particles are so large that they will settle out when the mixture is left undisturbed. Suspensions can be separated using a filter. Examples include muddy water and paint. Second, we have colloids. These contain intermediate-sized particles ranging from 1 to 1,000 nanometers. These particles are small enough that they do not settle out over time. Colloids have a unique property called the Tyndall effect, where they scatter light passing through them. Common examples of colloids include milk, fog, and butter. Mixtures have several important properties that distinguish them from pure substances and compounds. First, the components retain their individual properties. They don't change chemically when mixed. Second, mixtures have variable composition, meaning there are no fixed ratios of the components. You can have more or less of any component. Third, there is no energy change during the formation of a mixture. Unlike chemical reactions, mixing substances doesn't release or absorb energy. Finally, and most importantly, mixtures can be separated by physical methods. Since no chemical bonds are formed, we can use various techniques to separate the components back into their original forms. Because mixtures are only physically combined, we can separate them using various physical methods. Filtration separates insoluble solids from liquids using a filter medium, like separating sand from water. Distillation separates liquids based on their different boiling points through evaporation and condensation. This method is used to obtain pure water from salt water. Evaporation removes the liquid component to leave behind dissolved solids by heating, such as obtaining salt from seawater. Chromatography separates components based on their movement through a stationary phase. This technique is commonly used to separate the different colored dyes in ink. It's crucial to understand the difference between mixtures and compounds. Mixtures are formed by physical combination, while compounds result from chemical combination. Mixtures have variable composition, meaning you can have different amounts of each component, but compounds have fixed composition with specific ratios of elements. In mixtures, no chemical bonding occurs between the components, but compounds have chemical bonds forming between atoms. Components in mixtures retain their original properties, whereas compounds develop completely new properties different from their constituent elements. Finally, Mixtures can be separated using physical methods like filtration or distillation, but compounds require chemical methods to break them apart. This fundamental difference helps us understand and work with different types of matter in chemistry.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.